Former Nigerian Vice President sends warning to Tinubu. This is disturbing. Atiku accused Tinubu's administration of sliding Nigeria towards authoritarian rule and muzzling free speech. He condemned the use of the Cyber Stalking Act to silence critics and described it as a modern tool of tyranny. He warned that the 2027 election will be a defining moment between the Tinubu hegemony and the will of the people. Former Nigerian Vice President Atiku'S has issued a stern warning to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, accusing his administration of sliding the country towards authoritarian rule. In a strongly worded opinion piece titled, "A Nation Gripped in the Throes of Fears," Atiku alleged that Nigeria has fast becoming a police state where citizens, journalists, and activists face harassment for expressing dissent. There is a disturbing yet growing pattern by which the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu continues to muzzle free speech and erode the integrity of our democracy. If this creeping culture of repression continues unchecked, it will ultimately turn the government into a bully. They are already a bully. They are already bullying us since, and make subject of free citizens. Article wrote, the former Vice President condemned the use of the Cyber Stalking Act to clamp down on government's critics, describing it as a modern tool of tyranny reminiscent of colonial sedition laws. Under the obnoxious Cyber Stalking Act, this government has metamorphosed into a leviathan, one that thrives on fear and seeks to silence the very voices that sustains democracy. This is an aberration, an affront to freedom, and it must be roundly rejected. Article said laws that limit free expression are undemocratic and unconstitutional, urging Nigerians to defend their right to speak without fear. Article accused the Tinubu administration of using state institutions to suppress opposition and disobey court orders, saying such actions weaken democracy and the rule of law. In the 2.5 years since the Tinubu administration began unleashing its cocktail of economic hardship, hunger and despair on the Nigerian people, we have witnessed protests and outcries, yet, rather than listen, the government has chosen the path of brute force and intimidation, treating dissent as treason, he said. He added that the government's alleged disregard for court orders and human rights violation have become its most infamous credentials. Article lamented the growing silence of Nigeria's democratic institutions, saying, Parliament and oversight agencies now serve power instead of checking it. Even institutions that should act as checks on executive excesses, legislatures, oversight agencies, and the judiciary have become mere rubber stamps. Their leaders, tripping over themselves to sing the praises of the president, few dare to question, he said. He warned that this culture of silence and submission was eroding public trust and weakening Nigeria's democratic foundation. Describing the upcoming 2027 general election as a contest between the Tinubu hegemony and the will of the people, Atiku urged Nigerians and civil society groups to resist intimidation and reclaim their democratic rights. As a Democrat and stakeholder in the opposition, I'm convinced that the 2027 election will be a defining moment, a contest not merely between parties, but between the Tinubu hegemony and the will of the Nigerian people, he declared. It is well. Govt said Atiku is the only way out of this terrible mess that Tinubu's acute misgovernance has thrown the country. Do away with tribalism, emiloko, and sectionalism. For now, I don't think Atiku, it might be the way out, but I don't know if it is the turn. It's not the turn of the northerners, so it's going to be difficult. Atiku should align with Obi. If he really cares about Nigeria and he really wants to solve this problem, he can align with Peter Obi, become his vice president, and they can solve the issues together. Why do you think that you have to become the president for you to solve this thing? People can work together, and what is there? Jason says, because Atiku gave the sound warning, nobody will look towards the inwards of part of the damages this government has caused the citizen. Tell me how the so-called government will listen to the outcry of the masses in the country called Nigeria. Dema says, and you can see him in PDP thinking cap, which is no longer a member, and thinks Nigeria are children. Let him come out and tell the world that former President OBJ is a liar. Make the world hear. Atiku'S says before Atiku can speak, let him first deny what Obasanjo wrote about him. Till date, he has not denied it. He did not even make any attempt to contest the allegations in court. When OBJ confirmed the allegation in his presence at Abeokuta, Atiku still did not deny it. Until that testimonial is clear, the disgruntled Atiku remains as he is described in the book. As Jerome says, Atiku always looking for cheap goals. Kwara says it is surprising that Atiku could go this far. It's quite unfortunate. This is a man President Tinubu tried to help him fulfill his dream of becoming a president when nobody believed in him. It is well. Hey, Wahala. At TJB, he says, Amiable Super High Chief Atiku, my special regards to you, sir. My question is, who among the Nigerian politicians is corrupt-free? Right from 1999 to date, is the same wine in different bottles. That desired government will only be possible if there is a new policy in politics of Nigeria that will inject out incapable brains. We have a lot of incapable brains, a lot. Everybody says Atiku is a disgruntled politician to Tinubu, so he can never say anything good in what Tinubu is doing. What good is he actually doing anyways? Awadi says, Atiku, you speak well, but let's wait till then. Good night, my citizens, okay? Sunday says, most of you don't think straight. I don't blame you because most of you are civil servants. That is why people are being enslaved by this Tinubu administration. You are all fools, suffering and smiling on a point. I know last you will all cry. Okay? Now the Chirede says, I think Tinubu has a secretary, this Nigeria as a can't poke. It as the poke Lagos. What's that? Mazi Chiwendu says, I think Tinubu has, okay, again. Because there is thunder fire you. Waiting happen. Why should thunder fire him? Anozeku says, Tinubu has captured Nigeria. He does whatever he likes and get away with it. If only you as well can leave your selfish ambition and throw your weight to Peter BG get in 2027, Nigeria will be free from all this rubbish. That's what I'm saying. Just if you really care about Nigerians, if you really want to help us, align with Peter Obi and pull your weight behind him and make him become the president of the country. And you support him. It's going to get better. John Chinedu said you get hands are linked and you are begging. Okay, probably this one is talking about people that are begging in the comment section. It's so annoying. So, my listeners, don't forget to like, to share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.